fun, and then yeah, I don't know.
That's my suspicion.
Well, we will have
Bucky
to
is
see.
so fun right now.
If they were planning on hiding stuff, then these hovers would
Bucky has been so
do it,
fun.
But realistically,
Okay, chat, let's see this.
these are not
I
to be
didn't start
Alfred
predictions,
score.
but I guess I
So
can start predictions
let's have a
now.
look as we begin on building T'Challa. We start off with the double ban. Mantis has been banned pretty consistently by a lot of these teams, and that will continue. VIRTUS.PRO, FaZe taking the risk. They start off with the Jeff ban that we have seen being played pretty often by the side of VIRTUS.PRO.
Sorry, I'm gonna start predictions for you guys. Who will win? VIRTUS.PRO or FaZe? Sorry,
FaZe,
only can do predictions on Twitch.
Jeff, if they can
Start your predictions, chat.
And the Ultron being taken out for VIRTUS.PRO, I don't think their drafts have been too shocking or surprising realistically. I guess one thing about it that try to double check with FaZe is domination is always the first map, but we haven't seen them play Convoy at all yet, so we're going to see that no matter what today. We've also not seen convergence from VIRTUS.PRO because they've either won the series 2-0 or lost 0-2, so we're going to have to see some new maps and some new comps for both these teams eventually.
Now we've seen the Ultron one-sided protected by VIRTUS.PRO, of course, as a little bit of a counter towards that Jeff. Try and ping them from the sky before they escape with
Jay
team.
supporting FaZe.
I
thought FaZe was actually like FaZe, like the org FaZe, F-A-Z-E, but then I was gonna then I realized FaZe isn't about montages or Call of Duty anymore. All their focus is on scamming people and fucking IRL streams now. So I mean, it's a little different now.
Whereas for FaZe, they take out the Human Torch, wanting to prevent that sky domination.
Oh, now they're in the e-dating. Oh, great. Yeah, that was such a downfall of a fucking org.
Focused, but that again seems to be the natural thing that they go for. And certainly on domination, because for the first bans, for example, it's Mantis most of the time, unless it's Convergence where it's Emma Frost, because obviously there's a lot more focus.
Does anyone want to keep getting the same maps these days? I want to play Throne on Null, but I had the Yggdrasil map 3 games in a row. Yeah, that's what sucks about map pools.
They obviously can't
I hate map pools. I don't know why they have map pools in this game.
They're really limited when it comes to the Jeff, and here comes the Star-Lord. As we mentioned, it's massively jumped up in priority. FaZe certainly not afraid to be bringing that in.
Wait, the other team banned... Wait, look at those bans. Those are actually some pretty good bans. Banned Ultron, banned... What do you call it? Adam, banned Mantis, banned Emma. So technically they got... This is interesting.
They might have ran into VIRTUS.PRO at some point in the bracket of MRC, but it might have just been...
They got caught just short, I believe.
Just short because it's Alcancir instead, yeah. But we saw them like in quick succession. A good finish, I think, for FaZe overall in that tournament. And VIRTUS.PRO winning another winningest on the MRC runs to continue that on. But here they want to sort of win out on the group and to get to their revenge.
Okay, remember this is a best of 5 chat, so first to 3, so this is gonna be fun.
In a full best of 5. So like I said before, Techa, we're gonna be seeing a lot of new stuff for stage 2 for both these teams.
Lots of news.
Jay, have you seen Flats' tier list? I'm pretty sure he had Star-Lord and Dean. He's just being played in pro play. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. I love Flats and everything, but I am not gonna look at a tier list from someone who doesn't play the game. And I don't consider playing the game, logging on, going to what do you call it, practice range, talking for 3 hours, and then playing 1 or 2 comp games, and then going to do variety. That's not playing the game. So I'm gonna be honest with you.
The teams have become more flexible. So Sidebet, who usually plays
I don't understand why people look at his tier list.
Is picking up a little bit of.
That's not a diss. That's not a diss, chat.
A bit more on Cosmic Cluster.
Like that's like saying, who would you rather listen to for the fucking NBA, finals? Would you rather watch an NBA fucking analyst who's actually been watching all the NBA games and actually knows the fucking game and knows the players and everything, or would you rather watch like fucking? Or would you rather listen to like
and really focus on Winnie if he tries to go for these,
a golfing pro?
Like
what the fuck is why is a golfing pro talking about the NBA? What?
And already a couple of
I'm not trying
together. Cypher's going to be brought back with a life cocoon, but this is advantage still for FaZe.
Yeah, FaZe are actually starting to capitalize pretty effectively here, but Rosa dropping low. Winnie keeps the healing up there in a double strategist setup. It's Binary who falls.
It's not. I'm not trying to be mean or anything. It's just
Venoms at this early stage. Fincy gets frozen, immediately woken up, but they've so zoned off the point right now. FaZe have
like I love flats. Don't get me wrong, but like
damage Rosa is taking. Once VIRTUS.PRO group back up again,
you cannot. It just doesn't make any sense. You cannot. Like I don't make tier lists for Overwatch because I don't play Overwatch right now. I don't know what's good. I don't know what's bad.
Now, maybe off the back of it, you'll start to see this Rage of Ultron from Sparker being thrown in, especially with It's Jeff being used from Winnie. It's really now just a case of trying to separate some of these players together. And VIRTUS.PRO have found up these ultimates pretty well. It is FaZe, however, taking the point first, already getting a third progression because this fight has gone on a hell of a lot of time.
Strats just overlap there, Sparker and Cypher.
No problem.
Both dropped ultimates at the same time. They were able to take down one person back after they get taken down. 5 from the sky is absolutely
3 hours. You can
people on the side of FaZe though, and they're completely split, getting pulled into the choke point. And that will be the flip at 49%. But FaZe, they have the opportunity to portal back in if they wish. If they want to try and go for a portal engage into an Ivagamoto, they could try to do so, especially with VIRTUS.PRO currently guarding the main stairway.
You gotta find a way in to go around, and if you can do it at pace, that's the way to approach it. The Venom jumping onto the point is gonna pull people back, and it might provide a bit of space in the sky for Layerless. Meteor M, I think, just pretty much hits the max capacity of damage that it can absorb and just explodes pretty much in Magneto's face, but it's not anybody that's gone down on this defensive hold from VIRTUS.PRO. They're just about 30%.
Isn't VIRTUS.PRO supposed to be like they're supposed to be a really good fucking team, chat? Like everyone was like really surprised they didn't make it to the finals, the mid-season finals last what do you call it, in China. What's going on, bro?
Rage of Ultron to try and see if they can track onto the Jeff, but instead their focus is sent onto the backliners here. Portal coming in for VIRTUS.PRO as they realize that FaZe have control. Great freeze coming in, but all it does is delay. This does mean that they're not on the point for at least a little bit.
Remember, only the top 3 teams move on to
actually just getting picked
to the finals, chat.
Swap this off. That portal has failed. They're abandoning it.
If anything, it helped out FaZe a little bit more to get those resets in and give Smash Days a little bit more percentage towards that Dance to the Butterflies.
Yeah, sorry I wasn't on yesterday. I was installing toilets with my dad. It was very annoying. I felt bad for my dad. My dad had a go. I don't know why my dad doesn't do this, but there was like a list of like tools that Smash Nest just literally fucking popped off. There was a list of like stuff that you need to have for the job to install the toilet, but my dad, I guess, didn't take a picture of it or take the thing with him to Home Depot, so he had to go to Home Depot like 6 times. I felt so bad.
Slash from Dance of the Butterfly to pick them off as well, and that is FaZe taking the first round of the first map.
And FaZe taking the first map off VIRTUS.PRO. I mean, first map, first round.
For the side of FaZe and VIRTUS.PRO, I think.
And they were spawn camped
with the series yesterday. Araco was close.
No.
But Krakoa, that first domination game against Na'Vi.
What do you know about plumbing, Jay? Well, like I said, I helped my dad. My dad did most of the stuff. I just sat there and handed him tools and looked pretty like every son does.
There's so many instances where you could just say that the eliminations were in favored for FaZe here. It's so much pressure has to go into Fi to be the one to be the difference in getting those final hits. But it just wasn't quite happening outside of the ultimate.
They've abandoned the Adam Warlock. They're moving Sparker over to the Winter
Also, if VIRTUS.PRO doesn't make it to the NBA, I was gonna say the NBA Finals. If VIRTUS.PRO doesn't make it to the LAN, in the Atlanta, bro.
Adam's not gonna really do that job, but with a soul bond into a Dance of the Butterflies,
I think they're gonna like get dropped. If they don't make it, chat, I'm pretty sure they're gonna get dropped.
An almost guaranteed one shot.
And this team might disband. I don't know.
So the curses might start to come through, but it would be a hell of a hex to put on VIRTUS.PRO if they don't actually come out of their groups as anything.
The lane is at Atlanta.
First or second seed. Third would be a real surprise, but FaZe might be getting.
No, VIRTUS.PRO did not win in China. VIRTUS.PRO didn't even make it to China.
One to try to grab, but you have so many ultimates here, Tetra, to make this first point happen.
Here comes the Galactic Legend, dropped quite early, but that forces out the Invisible Boundary. That's a pretty solid trade, and they get a pickup. That is so much value coming in for Leo there. You always want to be trying to trade out a Galactic Legend for at least one pickup. Winnie, see you later. Sparker sends them down into the abyss. And this is going extremely well. Dance of the butterfly, Guardian barrier to try and protect it, but with the extra...
Wow, Smash Neds is smashing right now, bro.
FaZe, they take control of the point again.
Bro, VIRTUS.PRO is VIRTUS.PRO. Chat, what's going on, bro? What's going on?
But that requires VIRTUS.PRO to get into position and get ready for these fights. Now it feels again like a bit of a race. Fi does have that Galactic Legend, and there's not anything in
Is it because they have to run triple? I know Sparker's a really good DPS, but is it because they have to run triple support that they're not winning?
So now they need to go a little bit aggressive. They're actually forcing.
But the other team, FaZe, is not running triple DPS. They're running 2-2-2. I mean, triple support.
It's Layerless on the other side, just with his normal bit of kit. He's got a 4K from nowhere.
I think VIRTUS.PRO needs to drop the 2-1-3.
Camping VIRTUS.PRO right now. Sparker bring it out on that Adam Warlock is trying to break through. They have Carbon Revival. If they can make it to the point, they can take a more extended fight. But right now, FaZe are just kiting them all the way back to the objective.
What is going on? It was just a real blunder from VIRTUS.PRO. We don't tend to see those. And there's almost another Dance of the Butterflies from Smash there. So you've got Winnie trying to go for the It's Jeff.
Okay, they got 2 picks. They have to win this fight, right?
And now that over-aggression for FaZe
right?
punished. VIRTUS.PRO wanted to try and turn some progression into their favor. And at least 5 finding another
Oh, wow, what a freeze.
Almost feels inevitable.
What a freeze by Jay3.
Side for at least a piece, but it's 70% on the board for FaZe.
There's the swap, but now FaZe can regroup. They can make their way out together, or even portal in if they wish. But instead, they're going to save that, keep a little bit of a cooldown. VIRTUS.PRO, they're forced to try and mirror what FaZe did. Step up early, try and create some zones. But they can't do it too far because Binary's already on the high ground and could dive the point if they leave it alone uncontested.
VIRTUS.PRO has
FaZe in the backside
there,
there,
okay, no, this is gonna be an old Fiesta chant.
Needing any ultimates, and now they almost have 6 to go with trying to hold it. FaZe trying to farm up whatever they can. Dance of the Butterflies is ready, but it feels like you need to get those strategist ultimates out first. Certainly the Climate Revival. It is going to be the way that this fight starts to engage and start, but there's Jay3 with the counter with the Fate of Both Worlds.
They were up at the high ground, Fate of Both Worlds, like you say. Feast from the Abyss with a bit of damage boost is enough to help them get the pickup onto Rosa, who again can portal in if they wish. But FaZe seem more than comfortable to try and take this down. Remember, Sparker will be the next to fall. Has Carbon Revival though, so this is the risk. If FaZe are able to get some more pickups here, then Sparker could just bring everyone back. We're currently at 50%.
Wait, he just missed a health pack.
Here comes the It's Jeff for Winnie. Gonna try and grab someone in the back like it's absolutely countered. And Winnie's forced to retreat. Ayamakamoto gonna be coming out from Fincy to try and get another pick up, and that sets up Fi to get the pick on Smash Neds.
Bro, these casters are insane, casting everything that's going on, bro. If they're not casters, they have to be like auctioneers, dude. Holy shit.
Just needs to really ward off what FaZe are doing. And now it feels like the shoe's on the other foot. Now FaZe don't have enough lethality, enough firepower to actually break through this hold from VIRTUS.PRO. You got the Camera Revival, it was used, sure, but you have got a pole play, I think, in hand for Frenzy that hasn't been needed or used for quite some time now. He's going to try and drop down, and the ultimates needed to be farmed up. Ayamakamoto used on the other side, and it's just too much damage, so one of the Vanguards goes down, and Smash Neds is there to clean up house.
But that's a lot of ultimates that were just used by FaZe, and VIRTUS.PRO are creeping towards their own.
How do you get timed out for saying they sound like auctioneers? That's not an insult.
Now FaZe, they just need to hold for a little bit longer. Winnie's already moving on to a flank to see if they can get a little bit of pressure onto the roaming out members of VIRTUS.PRO. But it's going to come down to what is probably this last fight. Portal is available for Fincy. If they go down early, then they can bring everyone back.
Okay, chat, let's see this. I mean, VIRTUS.PRO's almost about to have, they have 2 support ults. Sparker needs to get his, though, for this last fight. If he gets his ult, that will be massive. Massive.
Very low, but the Fate of Both Worlds is forced out almost prematurely. It's going to be used on both sides. Now it's looking what ultimates are going to be available.
Oh no, Chad, they're going to need to kill him, bro. They're going to need to kill him. That's Saipei's other ult, bro. Oh no, chat. Oh no.
Winnie trades a 2-for-1, leaving Fi, the only person.
Oh my god, yo, Nick 25th for 59 months. I appreciate it. Bro, you know that FaZe right now is screaming that they took the fucking first map off VIRTUS.PRO. VIRTUS.PRO needs to fucking step it up, chat. They were like, they're a really fucking strong team, bro, but they're getting mopped right now.
And making the Jeff work really well. I think it's just like triple strategist mirror match.
And remember,
not favoring VIRTUS.PRO.
remember, VIRTUS.PRO was running 3 supports, chat. 3 supports is very strong. They ran 2-2-2, and they won with 2-2-2. 28-3, Smashness 24-4, 12 final hits. Jeez. Oh, wait, I couldn't even... Wait, you know what's really cool about this? You know what's really cool about this, chat? I can rewind and look at the fucking and look at the stats. I don't. Yeah, dude. It looks like FaZe is just the stronger team, or at least FaZe looks like they're the stronger team in brawling, because usually Koth maps are very brawl heavy. Like it's basically team deathmatch. Koth maps are basically team deathmatches, and FaZe was the better team deathmatch map team.
As an example. So seeing that Venom make it through for both teams again, but only one team get the Jeff, we just started to see VIRTUS.PRO feel around, trying to work out which strategy is going to be best. We have Ultron, we have Adam. These are amazing choices, and one of them is very vulnerable to Jeff, and the other one doesn't have a massive revive for the entire team, which is pretty important when the other team's going for a one-shot combo.
And then there's no Emma Frost for either side, which suits the one that is playing the Venom Jeff even more so.
Bucky would have changed the game, right, Jay? I'm telling you, bro.
I mean, that's
if I was in this tournament, there's a reason. Everyone keeps asking, hey, Jay3, why are you not in the tournament? Jay3, why aren't you playing in this? Why? Chat. If I was in the tournament and I was playing, I would fucking roll. I don't even need a team. I would just be in there. I would be the first team to ever go into a tournament 1v6, and I would still win. But Marvel Rivals thought it would be very unfair, because like if I played in the tournament, chat, I would win all first place. I would take all the money and all this. So you know what? They actually pay me to not play in tournaments. They're like, hey, Jay3, listen, you're so tall, you're so jacked, you're gonna win everything. Here's money. Don't play in the tournaments. Let other people have fun. And you know what? I was like, you know, that sounds fair. I will let other people have fun. Like, see, you guys should be like, you guys should be like, that's my streamer. Good shit, Jay3. You're awesome. Very considerate. And I get it. I am. So that's why I usually like watching people, because I want to watch them have fun. Because I just know if I was in there, no one else would have fun. Oh, I forgot we're in a commercial break. Today must be opposite day. What do you mean? What the fuck? Hello, Jay3. I missed your Sentinels watch party, so I had to watch that first and hop over here. Ah, wait, Sentinels. Sentinels. I didn't watch yesterday's games. I know Sentinels played on. Yeah, that's NA. NA doesn't start until another 4 hours. 4 hours and 20 minutes. You can't even 2v5 bronze players. Drop the ego, little bro. Kiri, do me a favor. I let the bronze players win, because you know why? If I beat all the bronze players, they wouldn't have fun. So I let them beat me so they could be like, holy shit, I just beat Jay3. I feel so good about myself. And that's good. I like making other people's days. I like it. What's up, Kala? Oh my god. Water is delicious. Wait, tomorrow's games start at what time? Tomorrow is the 27th, right, chat?
Protect your bald king.
EMEA starts tomorrow at 12 o'clock. So chat, tomorrow at 12. It starts at 12 EST. Yeah. Okay. And tomorrow's games are going to be really good. I think those are the 2 upper final games, right? Yeah.
Protect your bald king.
Nice. We're gonna watch those games tomorrow.
The chat has erupted in phase ups as VIRTUS.PRO find themselves once again in the lower bracket, starting to
Blinks.
struggle.
Appreciate the massive
Face
Prime
an
sub, my friend.
incredible first
Clusterfuck. I
match,
appreciate the
but
massive Prime sub as well.
we are pretty convinced that a lot of that seems to have come down to the draft from FaZe.
To an
appreciate
extent,
it,
I feel like it's more. We're seeing a lot of teams really over focus on triple strategists, but there's some that are starting to show up and go 2-2 is fine. Honestly, 2-2, especially for underdog teams to just go for that, it puts more pressure on strategists.
Zerks.
Because
True.
there's one less of you to keep everybody alive.
Okay, let's see where
But
we're
it also
going.
means that you just have a little bit more going in your favor.
We need a
especially
glaze
when you have
emote.
Star Wars
Bree, you know what
Psylocke.
you should do?
Then
You
to
should go
ultimately
find
basically go, okay, if
a
we can force out
video
like a
of a
Fate Ball with
donut
invisible boundary,
getting
as soon as they're
glazed,
done,
you know
we
what
have
I'm
2
saying?
ultimates
And then
now
like
we can
clip
use
it, make
to
that
try and
into
clean
like a
house.
little
But
GIF, and then
VIRTUS.PRO
send
on
it
the
to me,
back
and I'll
foot,
make that an
there's
email.
typically only
Oh,
one map
there you
that
go,
they
like
to
that.
take people,
But I
that
wanted to
being
make it an
Araco.
I guess.
Unfortunately, it didn't work out for Na'Vi yesterday, but it's a risk as well because we've not seen FaZe play much on this map other than when we saw, I was going to say them play the Angela, but it wasn't them on this map actually, it was another team.
Okay, let's see what's getting
This is the
banned.
first Convoy that we've seen a FaZe played so far this stage.
Yeah, they've been avoiding it pretty effectively up until this point, but finally will be forced.
Is this
to
loud
head
enough
in
for you
there.
guys?
They've been
It's
playing, like, say,
40%.
a pretty
Or is it too
significant
low?
amount. No, they have played 1 Convoy. They played Spider Islands on their 4th match that they played so far. So they have played 1 whole Convoy.
It's
up
good.
until
Okay,
this
because
point.
it was really loud in my fucking ears when I was at 60%.
Now, for the draft, it's looking a little bit different for FaZe. The Invisible Woman, Ultron, Jeff being one-sided. Not quite, because it's actually protected from VIRTUS.PRO, but they make sure to take out the Emma Frost, which, like I said before, it's either a Jeff ban that comes in or an Emma Frost one. Makes sense for Emma Frost being Convoy. FaZe instantly know that pivot of like, it's either they go for Jeff, Emma,
good? Okay,
they ban
good,
out the
good.
Emma, we go for the Jeff.
Jeff's on both sides.
Invisible
Potential
Woman
for a
ban.
one-sided Ultron.
Ultron
They
ban.
want to double down
Saved
onto that, but
Jeff.
So far, we've already seen them been leading into a 2-2-2, like you did
Banned
say.
Ultron.
The Ultron will not, in fact, be one-sided. VIRTUS.PRO
Banned
taking that
Emma.
away, but that means Venom is still available. No Emmas, but the Venom could be utilized here to continue to allow these Jeffs to capitalize and keep their teams protected.
Yeah, Emma being left in a little bit more. FaZe protecting the Star-Lord, which, I mean, went well for them for the most part. Layla's has been honestly,
They're probably going to ban
one of, like,
Mantis.
the glow-up player. I don't know if
I'm pretty sure they're probably... Oh, chat. I am a fucking genius.
A console MRC winner right at the start of the year, so it is just more blow up of the century, I think, for Marvel Rivals Ignite, because he is doing so much work. At least confirms himself and Smashnez, if needed, the Star-Lord.
Setting themselves up. If he does win this, I believe that would make him. If they like win Ignite, it would. Make
Oh,
them
they
the
saved
first
the
player to
Mantis for
win a
themselves. Oh, that's
championship
interesting.
On both console and PC, I believe. I'll have to double check that stat because maybe in some of the other regions there is someone we do not know about. Mantis sneaks through the draft. VIRTUS.PRO have damage boost available to them now.
Yeah, it's like I said for
Oh,
the
interesting.
If it's being
Ban
left through that,
Doctor
that second protect has to
Strange.
be Mantis if it's not been banned at that point. It's almost disrespectful to attempt it, but some teams just haven't. I think like Vice, for example, we were talking to Babybat after their win to qualify for playoffs. So they're saying like they're so used to playing without the Mantis that when they had the option to use it in their drafts, it was almost like it was pigeonholed and shoehorned into what they were doing, and it became a little bit more uncomfortable role-wise to switch it around. So VIRTUS.PRO, they're not going to let the Jeff or the Mantis go without a strong protection, and it makes sense. It's their map choice. They want to start and reignite themselves in the series.
They're starting off an attack. You can see Moon Knights being hovered there. Moon Knight plus Mantis is going to be a great way to try and break any spawn holds that will be attempted. And when we come down to the spawn hold maps, this is kind of the king of them. The first
I love this
point,
map.
that first couple steps of the Flora.
I actually really love this map.
The essence of Krakoa. is
This might be one of my favorite
difficult to
maps.
break. So you'll often see teams portaling back in, which is why we did see FaZe finish out the draft.
When I
with a
first played this
strange
map,
ban
I didn't
to
know
make
what I
sure
was
that
doing,
Virtus
and I
Pro go on
completely
defense. They
fucking
do not have
threw
the
a game, and I
opportunity to
had
do
someone
so.
like hate me that was on a pro team. It was like Nightmare or something. Who knows where they are now? But
But
like,
playing around the objective,
I
and
love
certainly a
this map,
payload,
man.
There's not many teams that could do it better than Virtus.Pro. They're going for this.
It's so fun.
Hold break with the addition of Finzi on the 4 actually, and Binary. We've seen a lot of Angela played on multiple maps. We've seen Angela being played on this very map themselves. It sort of makes sense that this would come into play.
Not able to find any isolations, but it's putting a lot of pressure onto Thor, who might have otherwise been able to capitalize and get some
Thor
good
pick is
pressure
very
onto
interesting.
those frontliners, isolate people like Rosa and Smashnez. This is working out quite effectively for them. Leo's on the rocket right now, so they have a BRB, so Binary can afford to play a little bit more aggressively here. But look at the damage output from Virtus.Pro. Straggling Prison, though. No damage.
God damn, bro.
That's a very quick strangling prison, all things considered.
VIRTUS.PRO is getting... Oh, Chad, this is not good, bro.
They seem to be just leading the line and making it a hard matchup for Finzi and Nevix. They wanted to go for something to really flush out this hole from FaZe, but
FaZe looks like a really strong team, bro.
7 meters.
That's exactly what you want to see with your spawn hold. Sparker's going to be moving off of the Moon Knight onto the Punisher. Going to try and break through those group walls instead of just trying to deflect off of them with that Moon Knight power. It's Jeff coming on in though. Dridro with the Soul Resurgence to keep the team topped up as best as they can. Jeff does not get any particular finishing blows, but the healing is still extremely effective. The Cosmic Yard Amplifier allows Virtus.Pro to just get melted once again, and FaZe keep this held 10 meters and 65.
No, you're thinking of Oasis, the streamer. No, that's a different Oasis.
A little bit.
Oasis on Overwatch?
It's not too much.
That's a different
Oasis.
Oasis.
You've got Nevix that has a strangling prison. The Fall God of Thunder is available too. So stuff is being found not to allow Virtus.Pro to go here, but Dridro being stalled out means that a bit more time is going to be bought. It feels that everything has to be thrown in, but yeah, the strangling prison on the second side for Rosa. He's got his second at the same time that Nevix has got his first, but 4 ultimates all in hand and being used from Virtus.Pro.
There we go. There we go. They're breaking it, Chad. They're breaking it. They're breaking it.
But Portal is still available. They can just come back in. Rose is actually brought back at the BRB, which is a little bit dangerous, but they are going to come in. Smash this Portal's back in. The Mega Hurricane from Phi to try and break on through. But it's Nevix who falls. Finally, Binary goes down to the God of Thunder. Rosa is finished off by Phi. And it looks like Virtus.Pro have awoken from hibernation.
Jeff has ult, chat. Jeff has ult.
They might be able to quickly engage though. They might be waiting for Smashnez to actually just go in for a portal play. But if everybody's up beforehand, it might have been good to save it. It is going to come into play now. And there's so many little bits of high ground that you might just want to either jump on it to contest with the portal or just go for these places to waterfall in from. You got Binary that's diving in with the ultimate too from the Angelus. Everybody's grouped in.
Wait.
Jeff gets a pretty hefty
Bro.
stack.
Come, who is directing these cameras, bro? They were literally watching the Jeff POV. The Jeff POV, the Jeff ulted, and we switched POVs. Then we went back to the Jeff, and we couldn't see what happened, and then it just died.
Through this first point. Now they come in. Sparker is taken out of position and is going to be staggered from the rest of Virtus.Pro. Point 1 continues to be held, but that car got some good distance.
It's weird. It almost feels that you could flip the team names around. I haven't seen Virtus.Pro being full held before on this first point, but FaZe are somehow making it work. A third, maybe even 4th strangling prison was used from Rose.
Oh my god, bro, come on.
Followed up on getting a couple more picks, at least from FaZe, despite the fact that Rosa was instantly deleted as soon as he used it. You've got an Eye of Agamotto in hand from Smashnez that might just be used pretty much as soon as it's available. And Virtus.Pro are still kind of fighting this despite being down numbers. They're not really disengaging or waiting, and there's 10 seconds left.
Rose is the only one who went down.
Bro, there's no way Virtus.Pro get full held, right, chat? Again? They're literally getting spawn trapped.
Not able to find the finishing blow on it. Got the Guard Amplifier into Binary, diving onto the point. Smashnez, Eye of Agamotto was used, has to teleport out because Sparker is trying to find anyone, trying to track Winnie, who's going to the edge, taking Nevix with them.
And he traded 1 for 1. I don't know if that was a good trade, though.
Instantly focused down from FaZe. The numbers are starting to dwindle, as is the wick of overtime for Virtus.Pro. Psypace, the next one to go down. Sparker down to low HP.
Wait, what the fuck?
Instantly start to drop off and reset. Everybody for Virtus.Pro unable to get on, and they're full held on first on their map choice of Araco.
And VIRTUS.PRO don't have Portal. FaZe banned it in the last rotation, meaning VIRTUS.PRO, they have to hold this the natural way. They actually just have to sustain through this and go for quick
Bro.
rounds. This is FaZe.
VIRTUS.PRO.
About to go 2-0 up versus VIRTUS.PRO. How do VIRTUS.PRO react? Groups coming in, split the team in two.
These are pros, by the way, and get
for
paid.
protection.
VIRTUS.PRO is a pro team. I know that. I don't know if FaZe is an org. Chat, does anyone know if... I know FaZe, but not FaZe.
It might even be worth bringing out Loki just to get even more.
I don't know if that is an org.
Especially when you got the players that are able to make it work, like Saipei. He's the one that hasn't locked in his character as of yet. But it's strange. It just seems to be an off day for VIRTUS.PRO. But the way the FaZe have dealt with the draft, they've dealt with some of the strategies, the comps that they're running themselves. You can't say that FaZe are not deserving to be in the lead here and potentially
What's
2-0
up,
in this best of 5.
ML,
It was a best of 3.
MLT.
It could be done very, very
Thank you,
succinctly,
Dante.
very quickly. But it's going to require a little bit more from FaZe to beat out VIRTUS.PRO and put them in that third seed slot.
No, they're not an org, so I don't think FaZe is getting paid. I mean, they're gonna get paid regardless because they're in the tournament.
To strategically place themselves, but right now, just going on the.
But that's crazy, yeah. A lot of these teams who are not even paid or have an org back behind them are doing really well. I mean, if they continue to do really well, I'm pretty sure they might get picked up like Navi.
Frozen CC, Rosa. Lucky to stay alive, but
yeah, like I said, by the way, like I said, I think VIRTUS.PRO, if they don't make it to LAN, if they don't make it to the DreamHack chat, I'm pretty sure VIRTUS.PRO actually might drop their team, or some players on that team might get cut or leave, because I don't think they're very happy with their performance right now.
And Moon Knight continuing to stack back up, already back to 22%. But the members of FaZe are looking a little squishy right now. Is Jeff going to be dropped just for sustain? Media M to try and catch the shark, and it is nailed. Bomb that fish as Fincy is trying.
Did he just say bomb that fish?
Coming in from Smashness to break the siege. Fincy falls, 5 falls, and Karmic Revival brings everyone back.
It has to be done.
Nice res.
FaZe have used up all of the ultimates that they had available. Binary, he has got the Eye of Agamotto, and there's another hand of Khonshu that's actually available for Leia.
Oh!
That is a great pushback, though, that stops Binary from getting any.
What a fucking push, bro! Who pushed him? Was that Finzy? Yeah, it has to be only Finzy. I thought it was 5, but I was about to say he can't do that. What a fucking play by Finzy.
Leo's already trying to set up, waiting for the team to group on in. 5 falls once again. Is the BRB available? Yes, it is.
Bierback is going to bring in fire, and there's really no second chances, even though there's still 2 minutes left, and the payload has a fair amount of distance to travel still on this first point. VIRTUS.PRO don't have any security in this. Losing Finzy just before he gets the Meteor M is scary.
Oh, that's why I like tournaments like this. This is why exactly I never liked the Overwatch League, by the way. I like the non-org teams. There shows that there is other diamonds in the rough because everyone deserves a chance. Exactly why I don't like Overwatch League. Overwatch League was like, hey, if you got invited to play, you're in. Haha, cool. If you have friends, they can get you in. This is nice because it doesn't matter if you're a no-name team and you just put together a team and then like started fucking playing well and doing well. You're gonna get to the finals. You're gonna do well. People are gonna see it, and you have a chance to get picked up. That's how OWCS is now, but. Oh, he missed the dunk. Come on, Finzy. Oh!
And Fist of Khonshu onto the point. VIRTUS.PRO are melted through this, and FaZe takes some casual steps to go 2-0.
Chat.
On one of the home grounds of VIRTUS.PRO, certainly this Convoy game mode, it's not only that FaZe won it, but they full held on.
Remember, since FaZe won the first map, VIRTUS.PRO got to choose any map they want, any mode that they want. They picked that map because it was a really strong map for VIRTUS.PRO, and they got fucking full held on one of the maps that they chose and that they're really good on.
Wasn't enough. FaZe still had enough about them to keep on pushing, and Tetra
Chat.
hasn't been close.
It's time to pack the bags, maybe.
Preface with there could be.
It's
some
probably
stuff
time to
being
pack the
hidden, but
bags.
At what point do you have to weigh up potentially keeping stuff secret for the playoffs?
No
versus getting
fret.
an
Appreciate the massive
extremely
7 months, my friend.
playoff bracket? That's where these teams have to be going for the juggle of what are they most scared of. And right now, VIRTUS.PRO, that's a decision that they may realistically, if they are in a situation where they're trying to hide stuff, that they're going to have to make.
I just don't think the VIRTUS.PRO would be sandbagging enough that they would risk go in their first game of playoffs being up against Citadel or Chopped. I think that you want the likes of Insomnia because you've beaten them plenty of times. You want the likes of, like, would it be OG Seed in that case? Yeah, so like, I would prefer them than certainly making a risky first game, and then you're instantly playing in the elimination bracket.
Yeah, they're losing to 2-2-2. Wow. 2-2-2 is just stronger, chat. See, you don't need 3 supports to win a game.
Like, I don't know. Something is really off here for VIRTUS.PRO. It just seems to be like either FaZe have got a good read on them, or just something is not connecting today for the MRC recent champions.
There was also the argument that FaZe are actually just popping off. They're just that good.
They're just him, yeah.
We talked a lot about the last series. We talked about Leo being the one who pops off. This one, I think we can absolutely, if we give like a manual caster MVP, that's got to be Rosa, right? Because Rosa just had the plant buff, named after a rose, I assume, coming in with the Flora Colossus Groot. They stacked up 3 It's Groots.
Yeah, I think what they need to do is they need to put Sparker on DPS. They need to get him off that 3 support shit. If it's not working and you're already down 2 maps, try something else, bro.
We're going to be heading to a break. What an incredible setup, ladies and gentlemen.
They gotta change something else up, chat. This ain't looking good, bro. Charlotte, appreciate a massive 68 months. 1 more away from 69. Nice.
We'll be right back.
Nah, bro, it ain't looking good, bro. It ain't looking good. It's not good. Remember, tomorrow is the finals. It's the upper bracket finals for EMEA. But even if VIRTUS.PRO loses, chat, even if they lose, we're still gonna see them next week in the finals, and because this is only the group stage still. The top 4 teams, I'm pretty sure, from both Group A and Group B go into the finals for a top 8. So it doesn't matter if they lose; they still could play in the finals, and they can still make it. Wait, Jay, I almost forgot. Congrats on 600K. Hey, thank you. Yeah, playoffs are next week. So playoffs for EMEA start next week. And they're all going to be best of 5s. But for some reason, if you want to watch NA playoffs start October 9th. It's weird. So EMEA is going to finish 1 week before NA. I don't know why it's like this, but they should. Yeah, and top 3 for EMEA make it to the $1 million tournament. Top 4 make it to the $1 million tournament for NA. Okay, chat, give me a second. We have 2 minutes. I'm gonna go to the bathroom in the new toilet that we have.
don't think there's been many instances ever that VIRTUS.PRO have lost 4 maps in a row. Just gonna let that one sink in. 0-5 over the last 2 days. If they don't sort their act out, we don't know what map it's going to be yet, Tetcher, but we know it has to be Convergence.
Correct. No matter what, we've already played a domination. We've already played a convoy. We're going to have to go for the...
There's no way they get 3-0'd, right, chat?
There is no resource rumble allowed in the actual map pool. We're going to be heading in. Trying to remember what that sound effect is. Hold on, Jalia. Thank you.
Looks like VP fell
Which
off.
also makes me a little bit nervous for VIRTUS.PRO because we have seen him lose on this map before. But again, it's their choice. It really is just a case of like looking back at the draft and facing that last one. Invisible Woman, Ultron, Emma Frost, and then Strange. It's such a unique draft, and both teams, yeah, no Jeff allowed.
You know what? Well deserved, absolutely valid. There's only so many times
They're
you can
banning
bomb the
Jeff
pitch before
because
it
they're
becomes
banning Jeff.
Enough of a problem
That's
that
crazy.
You do need to do so. I saw someone post yesterday after seeing some of the Jeff plays that have been happening in Ignite.
It's 5 rounds
into the ocean because. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Jeff has been a menace.
Honestly, I can see J. Jonah Jameson started to just go after Jeff in the meanwhile because Spider-Man hasn't been played in a while.
I want pictures of that shark.
Yeah, pretty much.
And give me a soda. With a plastic straw. All right. Ultron
What are these? What did this guy just say?
As Mantis is removed, it's going to be mirrored Ultron. FaZe also, with that Jeff taken away, choosing to lean onto the android itself.
It feels, again, yeah, Mantis, it would have been my sensible suggestion, really. Because whilst there wasn't really too much Mantis in play for VIRTUS.PRO last time, like, even though they had it available, it just seems to be the right kind of approach, especially when it's like the Jeff is already out. You can go for the Adam now, which is what you do.
What's good, Jay? Hello.
Adam at this rate. In fact, it's definitely possible, but you are also attacking first if you're VIRTUS.PRO, so is that something that you want to do, especially going up against a one-sided torch?
I don't think, bro, I think VIRTUS.PRO is going to lose. I don't think the strat that they're doing right now is working. Why are they banning all the fucking support characters when it's not working? They're still going to run 2-2-2 and they're still kicking your ass, bro. I don't fucking understand. Change up the bans. Ban something fucking else, bro.
I do like the Luna ban though. I do think that like Oasis has found a lot of value with it, and the protection onto the Star-Lord means that you have got probably the best option at dealing with that aerial threat the FaZe have really built around.
Star-Lord, one of the best duelist in the term of actual descriptors as opposed to the terms for categories in game. Star-Lord is so good at 1v1s because 1, they have invulnerability frames, and 2, those invulnerability frames give them bonus health, meaning that when you enter into a 1v1 for Star-Lord, if they can time their abilities right, they'll almost always 1v1 you.
And the Hulk ban at the end, I do feel like if we do see FaZe even taking this series, granted it's seeding, granted it's not the team that taking it seriously, it's just they're going to take the playoff qualifying games for Atlanta much more seriously is probably the best way to describe it. I gotta give the roses, or the roses I suppose, to FaZe when it comes to their drafts, because their drafts are mechanically perfect. It just feels like sometimes you look for a draft and go, oh, they didn't ban out Hulk here, you know, so name more Hulk, just, oh, that's the obvious thing that they're going to go for. That could end up shafting you in the future. But it's the fact that, you know, they take it.
Yeah, FaZe is up 2-0.
They go for the Emma, which is really
if they win this game, they win
on the cake. And I think that Hulk ban right at the end from FaZe could be the very same thing. Could be one of the reasons that they take this series in the losers bracket 3-0 with VIRTUS.PRO. They're attacking.
It's been not looking good. It's been not looking good for VIRTUS.PRO at all.
Find out, can VIRTUS.PRO break through this opening? We did see a couple of the mines launched out to see if they could catch anyone early when they retreat. We'll see if anyone is able to get caught out by that. Whereas FaZe kiting backwards against VIRTUS.PRO, zoning away with the torch again.
Ooh, man, I love water, chat.
They even brought out Binary on the Angela, so they have triple flyer this game, and then an entirely blonde ground crew.
The blondes versus the airheads is essentially.
There's no way. They're running 3 flyers and 3 blondes on the ground. There's no way.
Before Now Smashness, you can see him still trying to farm up that supernova. He's got the fire prison on the ground that's doing a bit of chip damage, but I think it's also farming up the strategist ultimates pretty nicely for VIRTUS.PRO, who are taking this without much of a contest. They bullied their way into FaZe's backline, and now
wait, VIRTUS.PRO looks like they woke up. They have 5.5 minutes for second phase. It looks like they woke up.
This is what we're used to seeing. VIRTUS.PRO, they take that convincingly. They find the first pickup, and now they're trying to capitalize. You make the most of the fact that they've already disjointed a couple of the respawns, taking out both the strategists on the backline and chasing everyone down into the choke point.
They know how to sort of take these fights when they have the advantage. It's not even just you get a pick and you can just keep pushing up, taking space. It's you get a pick and then nuclear missiles are fired at the opponent. They're even not afraid to use ultimates, especially Rage of Ultron, because it's so good at just creating that tempo. Getting out the invisible boundary here is great though, and it's going to be a bit of a Venn diagram for both sides. However, Layerless with that Rage of Ultron used on the other side, once again,
my favorite thing as a DPS player is when I pop my ult and it does absolutely nothing. It makes me really smile. Makes me happy.
But also that supernova, the side of seduction is looking up to the sky. It feels that Finzi has a good idea that the Human Torch ultimate is available.
Okay, I don't know what that ult was as well, chat, but you know, hashtag created space.
FaZe, they have to be careful with how they stagger these. They burn supernova first, and that is enough to get 5, but they have to hold on to literally everything else they have here in order to make this work. Dredro is forced to drop that Fate of Both Worlds, which is actually a pretty solid trade up for FaZe, getting both the pickup and also that big strategist ultimate, but Rosa burning the Sonic Seduction, not able to go for a trade here, which could be a little rough.
Meteor's going to be thrown down. Not going to catch on to much, but it at least forces VIRTUS.PRO to disengage completely. It has to be another initiation and engagement to go for this fight, and Layerless isn't even going to allow that, just buying a little bit more time. But it was 5.5
This looks like just a big stalemate right now.
Down an extra 2.
But that's good for FaZe because they're just wasting time.
For VIRTUS.PRO to make something happen. They have an invisible boundary in hand and another side of seduction close for Finzi.
Already building back up. Leo once again gets sniped out. Nevix coming in there with the actual finishing blow, meaning that this is VIRTUS.PRO's opportunity to try and make something happen. Here comes that Sonic Seduction, like you called earlier. While they're invisible, they are still mind controlled. While Nevix waits for that invisible boundary to disappear, can pull the trigger for the main engage. As Cypher does have a invisible boundary of their own, so they can try and commit to a hard engage here. And here it comes. Boundary. Nevix into the backline with 5 from the front, and they are picking them off one by one. VIRTUS.PRO make their way towards Bust.
Imagine if we saw a reverse sweep, chat.
Just as Smashness gets our supernova. So
imagine if we saw a reverse sweep.
Boundary from Saipe to just allow a little bit more.
Jay, who's winning? Look at the top of your screen. It shows you the score between FaZe and VIRTUS.PRO. FaZe has 2 wins already.
Seduction was also used. And FaZe, they're close to having some stuff.
Yeah, I'm not rooting for any particular team. It is really nice to see a team I've never seen before, FaZe, start winning. But I have a lot of friends on VIRTUS.PRO, so it feels sad. But I just want close games, chat. I'm tired of seeing like 3-0s, 2-0s. Like, I want to see very close games.
Galactic Legends, but an eternal bond from Oasis is going to sustain through that, and they will not find any pickups and forced to retreat as the Sonic Seduction comes on out.
He's managed to force back yet again for VIRTUS.PRO. Despite the fact that FaZe didn't actually get any picks, I think, in that fight, it has made sure that VIRTUS.PRO on this attack have to back off and reconsider. And the fate of both worlds sort of used in this neutral fight is an odd one. The supernova might have forced it out. Meteor M,
yeah, exactly.
To think if he could hit that, but it would have been crazy. It's more.
Bro, where's Overwatch been? Overwatch is in the Overwatch category. This is the Marvel Rivals category. So it's always been there, unless they changed it. I don't know. Pretty sure it's still called Overwatch 2. What's up, Limes?
Picks them off with the melee, in fact. Smashness trying to just punish people who step through that main doorway, but Nevix is already so far through the main doorway that they're essentially in the enemy spawn, trying to make something happen, trying to zone out the members of FaZe, and it's working. The cart is moving forward again, and FaZe are just being forced to wait and regroup.
Let's have another Rage of Ultron. These fights for VIRTUS.PRO have been so long, there's not really been a start or an end to them, which means that for triple strategists, you're farming up ultimates very consistently. The Rage of Ultron is more of, again, a case for VIRTUS.PRO to be forced back, and the response from Sparker is going to allow maybe that final bit of engagement. Unfortunately, however, one of your main duelists has gone down. You're able to trade onto the backline onto Oasis. It's really now what the Vanguards could do. VIRTUS.PRO do have these two big ultimates. Silent Seduction's going to be used first, Feast of the Abyss afterwards. Is it going to try and catch on to Smash This? It's actually Sparker that does it.
Wait, Tracker, that GG, right? No, not Tracer, Tracker.
Away with Silent Seduction means they had nowhere to move or react. The Invisible Boundary is keeping FaZe in this, matched immediately by the Eternal Bond as they try to chase back VIRTUS.PRO, but VIRTUS.PRO know that every defensive tool has been used. So if they can kite this back, then they can just go for
what's the other thing? It's not
expires, but they can't. They've lost Fincy, and that's going to force a regroup. Fincy, though, has decided that the regroup may in fact be inside the actual objective point as Portal is coming on in.
It's a good play. I don't know if FaZe are going to really
that
expect
Tracker.
this, but the Rage of
What is it
Ultron
called?
being used, so it gives you some way to adjust to this. Silent Seduction even turning around to see if they can get a focus in. The Invisible Boundaries made things a little bit harder for FaZe to get a grip on what's happening.
Rival, is it Rivals meta?
Rivals.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it probably is.
On the other side of
it is Rivals meta. Characters.
Having the Rage of Ultron is going to throw this out as well, and you could just sort of see the FaZe now trying to give a little bit of respect to this engagement, but not enough respect at all as another strategist goes down.
Remember, there are no defensive tools left available for FaZe. They've lost all of their strategist ultimates and now both of their strategists. So it's all about the health bars and just trying to delay as best they can. Fincy now off of the Strange after being picked off.
Wait. VIRTUS.PRO might actually be able to take this map.
This is just now going to be a one-by-one feed onto the point of bodies trying to hold. Here comes one more from Binary. They're taken down before they can even resilience.
Yo!
Make it with the flaming meteor dash.
It's finishing.
I'm pretty sure VIRTUS.PRO is fighting for their life right now, chat. If they don't win, I guarantee you that team's gonna disband or they're gonna get dropped. I guarantee you.
In order to try and match it, otherwise we are going to the fourth map of this best of 5, and all of the game modes open up again for FaZe. So it's not the worst position to be in. But I'd say that in some of those moments, VIRTUS.PRO taking really clean fights to begin with. But it was stalled out a decent amount that there's only, what, like just over 90 seconds for VIRTUS.PRO to work with if we go for another run of their attack inside.
Let's see if FaZe can do it. They need to push all the way in, and it looks like they're going a little bit more aggressive. Not going with the traditional, as Psylocke does make a return, the traditional Psylocke into that, of course, we already mentioned Venom combination that we saw earlier. Binary is currently hovering us at Angela. This is a map where there are environmental pickup points, but more importantly, your opponents are running an extremely good Invisible Woman, and being able to take her out of her own ultimate is a game changer.
Key thing to be playing around, multiple players from VIRTUS.PRO haven't been eliminated at all on that attacking side. I think 3 out of the 6, one of which being Nevix in the main Vanguard line. I think Spark has also had a pretty good showing, sort of playing that tertiary strategist, bit of duelist role. He's going to continue on with the Ultron, which that pivot I think has done a lot to give them that offensive option, but also knowing that you don't have to deal with Winnie on the Jeff means that frankly it just gives you a bit more of a window to work with.
Okay, cool.
Certainly seems to be working for them. We have the team up coming on in. The Astral Jump with Oasis bringing in that rocket.
This map is very attack-sided? I don't feel like it's always attack-sided. I feel like it's very,
And back to freedom.
I feel like it's very defense-sided, too.
VIRTUS.PRO, a couple of defensive options. Oh, it's very low as well from Smash. There's just potting away with his damage on the Jean Grey. It's not going to be enough actually to find a pick for FaZe. And VIRTUS.PRO, they're typically very good in these convergence game modes when they can position, set up crossfires, and make sure that strategists can farm up efficiently with this ult charge to get going. And it's a little bit more scrappy now. It does seem that FaZe are starting to strong arm their way into this engagement, but they take out Binary. One of those
the Kunlun map?
FaZe is out. And it seems
yeah, I feel like people are still trying to figure out that map, chat.
Rage of Ultron down amplifier suggests the
I feel like the map is too new to figure out. People still. I don't know. I've only played on it like once.
At least at this stage, as they wait for something else to combo off of this Smash Nez.
Also, yeah, that is very interesting that FaZe is running Ultron Rocket for heals. You would think that there's not a lot of heals.
Falls, and it looks like FaZe are getting huge percentage on this, but Fi's already on Strange and is setting up the portal.
He's up on the high ground.
Oh wow, great portal by Fi and great kill. That was like an insta kill.
So more time is stalled out. Even if VIRTUS.PRO don't win this fight, their main job is to just buy as much time as possible. 2 minutes on the clock. Whittling it down means that you have less to work with for second and third. And it's going to force out more of these attacking ultimates, including Galactic Legend, which Laylis is just going to wait out.
Wait, good hold by VIRTUS.PRO. Good hold. Okay, maybe they're waking up. They're still running the triple support, which I don't agree with, but
finding actually Leolas as they were on the wraparound, and that's going to massively stagger them away from the rest of the team.
It's just going to stall more time. It means that Leolas has to be. He can fly, so he can get around the map and get to somewhere safe, but it is just going to waste more seconds on the clock for FaZe. And now the dive is a little bit more uncomfortable. It is just pretty much walking straight onto the point. You see the leaping and the diving from Binary, but the sign of seduction and all of the CC, even that Agamotto is going to be running in his general direction, means that whilst he's still alive, there's enough people going down on the side of FaZe that really there's going to be more of an awkward engagement on the point if it wasn't for Nevix.
Huge pickup by Winnie though, chasing down Sparker, also able to get their pickup onto Dridro, and suddenly FaZe are beginning to capitalize. Smash Nez respawning will be.
I mean, that's still good. They held it for over 3 minutes, chat. That's a good hold. That's a good hold.
Significantly slower.
To be honest with you, this is VIRTUS.PRO's strongest map. That's what they said about last map, and they got fucking full held. So I don't know, chat.
Maybe even 1.5 minutes for FaZe.
Is this EMEA? Yes, this is EMEA.
But if you want to,
you could. It says it right here, chat, on the bottom of the screen. It says EMEA.
You're gonna have to really work for it on this second point. VIRTUS.PRO looking to try and engage again, just force out more and more engagements.
And then it says lower bracket final.
Getting out of these fights, there's no invisible woman on the side of FaZe to really pull them back in and punish them. But Thai has gone down in the process as well, loses the fight against Laylis.
Winnie, who's been on the Invisible Woman the majority of these games, or on the Jeff, now on the Ultron, is playing like a duelist and doing an extremely good job of it. Binary into the front line.
Jay, you are very VP biased. Well, to be honest with you, if there's any team in the tournament who's losing 2-0, I kind of want the team who's losing to win, because I don't want to fucking see a roll. I want to see a very close series. I think 3-0s or 2-0s are very fucking boring. So yes, I'm going to root for the underdogs. I don't think it's entertaining to watch another team get fucking steamrolled. Unless if you think that's fun, more power to you. I just don't see how that would be very entertaining to watch.
The Dancing Butterfly's not getting much, but they're back in the fight off the BR back.
Trying to keep this contest going as they make their way forward. The Statue of Bast almost at the temple, but VIRTUS.PRO are all here. It's not like when they pushed in and FaZe were very disjointed, forced inside the temple. VIRTUS.PRO are actually grouped up. They can try and contest this, but the high ground actually belongs to FaZe right now, taking control of these bridges to rain down pain from above. Here comes the dive from Binary, going to get locked down. Range of Ultron to keep them topped up. Sparker mirroring from the other side.
Wait, who just airballed it? Finzi. What the hell is Finzi doing, bro? Isn't he supposed to be a goated tank player, chat? What is he doing?
Minute left for FaZe. It might not even be that much time to work with because they're still being stalled out. Rosa tries to escape quietly, but unfortunately gets jumped on.
VIRTUS.PRO are not the underdogs when they're the champs already. Can you tell me where VIRTUS.PRO are the champs? Because if I remember, they never made it to China. They lost in the mid-season finals. And they are also in the lower bracket here. So I don't know how you think they're the champs.
No feast from the Abyss for the one-shot combo, though. They're just trying to keep the team split up. They force out the fate of both worlds. into the abyss. Now going to be coming out. The Ensong Inferno trying to blow up Oasis' ult, which they will be able to burn the rest of the way through. And now it's all about zoning. FaZe have burned everybody. What a freeze! That may have just saved Virtus.
Wow, that was actually fucking crazy, dude. That looked like me on the Luna. I'm just gonna say right there, chat. Am I right?
Final ultimates here, Winnie with the Rage of Ultron and Meteor M from Rosa. They take down 2. Smashness in the backline, and it's forcing a massive zoning, which will mean FaZe.
Oh wow, they capped. Nice. I hope VIRTUS.PRO wins this though.
They've been playing some VIRTUS.PRO around.
Oh, you like that freeze on that Sue the other day in the Invis one? Ah, that was good. That was good. But I hope VIRTUS.PRO wins this. I want to go to a map. I want to go to another map. I don't want to see a 3-0 chat.
In a series like this, you're gonna try to really speed up the process, not make any mistakes.
Oh no, my Luna win rate is I have like 2 games won on Luna and 15 losses.
A
So
little bit more of a mad scramble on the point meant that things got a little bit out of hand, and it allowed FaZe to just push onto the extra bit. It's going to be.
Are you going to travel again for the grand finals? Are you done traveling this year? If they invite me, I'd go.
But I think they're just going to take trying to finish the map at this rate because VIRTUS.PRO have wiped them again.
Running out of time. They need to try and get their way back to the point. Immediately, Fincy coming out for the zone.
I've never been to Atlanta.
Make sure that this fight does not happen.
I've drove through Georgia before to get like on road trips, but I've actually never like stopped and checked it out.
Rebirth beacon, so they can try and keep this fight going a little bit longer, but they have to wait for Leo, meaning that they have about 20 seconds left.
A lot of damage being taken, and nobody can afford to go down now for FaZe. It would be too much of a detriment, and it would be the first map in this best of 5 going in favor of VIRTUS.PRO. Rage of Ultron allowing Winnie to send his team into the fray, and also forces out the Ensong Inferno and the Fate of both worlds from VIRTUS.PRO.
Wait, what is he waiting for?
2 to 4 ultimates they have available, used now.
Wait.
But they found a pick already.
Come on, VIRTUS.PRO. Come on, VIRTUS.PRO. Don't show them that you're washed. Do it for the Overwatch. Do it for Overwatch.
Boundary forced out, traded with that Galactic Legend, but also traded with the Cosmic Yard Amplifier. Sniper pulls Leo's out of position. They get the blow up, meaning it's down to Smashnets, Rosa, Oasis. They're going to try and hold it. Meteor M.
Oh, wow. Come on.
Come
on. Do it for Overwatch.
With this Rage of Ultron onto the point. Beating the events to the backline, allowing Smashnets to
Holy shit, this is like a wild fight. Wait, no, they actually might win this. They might win this.
And it's Fi doing huge work. One by one, the members of FaZe are falling, but they're still fighting, Ryan.
They're just putting whatever
Bro.
they can onto the point, and a Rage of Ultron. If they just have enough people to
Bro,
touch,
kill the Ultron. He's stalling the cart, bro.
It's
No.
over for Winnie. It's over for FaZe on Horse of Jalia from the looks, as the pot play is going to allow some people at least to be touching on the side of FaZe. But it's not
Yo,
enough.
we're going to
VIRTUS.PRO
another match.
eventually getting onto the board in this best of 5 and showing a bit more fight to stop FaZe taking the free.
We're going to another match.
2-1 is the score. Like you say, VIRTUS.PRO creeping onto the board.
Nice. It's not over yet, Chad. It's not over yet. That's what I like to see, bro. I don't want... I'm sorry. I feel like...
They actually contested that.
I'm sorry. That triggered me, chat. If you see a team 3-0 another team and you think that's fun, I don't know how that... I don't know how you think that's fun. It's so boring. Seeing close matches, seeing the match go, if there's 5 matches and you go to match 5, that's fucking hype.
It just feels that suits Winnie a lot more. In the Ultron battle, you got Leolist that had to switch over to stuff like Star-Lord, and I think Winnie picked it up even at a point. It was just like Sparker's going to win those kind of matchups.
And on top of this, if VIRTUS.PRO, since they're already down 2-0, first 1 to 3 wins. If VIRTUS.PRO wins the next 3 games and reverse sweeps, that's fucking awesome. That's awesome.
To be honest. And I still think that there's a couple more tricks up their sleeve to show as we get further into the map pool. And now they have the map choice. They could choose anything type-wise. Just they can't go and bid him T'Challa, Arako, or Jalia, as we've just seen.
Oh, they're probably going to go to a Koth map because they dominated Koth. I'm pretty sure they're going to go to a Koth map, chat. Watch. Professor 3 knows what they're going to do.
It's gonna feel good. After, like you say, quite a few maps lost in a row, this is the beginning of a recovery. Just knowing that you can still take maps, that you have what it takes, even though, like you say, neither team it was especially clean, but a win is a win, and it's a great momentum starter.
It's also just good reps, right? The seeding game, so it's a good chance to show what is happening. But we're going to see where FaZe might want to try and finish off this series, or whether VIRTUS.PRO are going to take us to a full 5 mapper in this losers bracket final after a quick break. So we'll see you in a second.
Oh, they're gonna go to a break, chat. Oh, anyone doing anything fun this weekend? Because, like I said, yesterday I didn't stream, but I put in toilets, and I just want to say, me and my dad. Oh, sorry, let me proper English. My dad and I put in new toilets in my house. We put 3, and I had to take them down the stairs as well. So can you imagine taking out old toilets and bringing them down the stairs and putting new ones in and carrying the new ones up? Anyways, it took us all day, but it was a lot of fun. The toilets are fucking nice, and I'm very happy, but it's not worth the headache, chat. And did you guys know that apparently taking out a toilet and putting a new one in, if you charged a company to do it, it would have been $900 per toilet. So let's just say I took out 3 toilets. That would have been what? 9 times 3, chat. $2,700? That's fucking insane. To take out a fucking toilet and put a new one in? That's insane. That is insane, but it did cost me the whole day with my dad, which me and my dad had bonding time, aka my dad was yelling at me to give him tools, so that was a lot of fun. Yeah, I'm working today and then having my friends and family over all weekend. Oh, that's cute. Thanks for showing the ads during the break. You're my favorite streamer. W. If I'm your favorite streamer and you have Amazon Prime, did you know you can sub for free? Hold the flashlight straight. True. Have you guys ever done labor with your parents? It's fun, but also frustrating. And I will say, after doing manual labor with my dad, lifting toilets and all that stuff, my body feels like it was hit with a truck. Yeah, my back hurts. My fucking legs hurt. Oh my God. My fucking muscles I didn't even think would hurt. Also, MGlo, if you're driving, be safe, buddy. No looking at the phone. It's like flashback to teaching them how to drive. You taught your family how to drive, like your younger siblings? Oh, hell no. I remember when my mom was trying to teach me to drive, and we were parked in a parking spot, and I had to reverse out of it. And I went, you know how you do the arm thing? You put your arm in the back of the car and you look back to reverse. Yeah, I accidentally had the car not in reverse, but in forward and drive. And I ran over that fucking that thing in the parking lot. Well, worst mistake ever. Thank God it was an SUV and it didn't get damaged. But woo!
In favor of FaZe, but this could be the beginning of a reverse sweep, Ryan.
It could be. It could be the chance for a little bit more of a fight back.
Did you install bidets on your new toilets? Yeah, the toilet actually comes with a bidet.
It's something that,
and it's amazing. It's really good. It has a heated seat. It automatically opens when you get close.
So when I heard the name Xiaolao mentioned in the sort of recent stuff, and a map coming to Kunlun as well in the future, you can bet your bottom dollar that I was interested in this one. And also, it's Xiaolao being very generous, which I was looking at the lore very quickly for Xiaolao, and it's kind of brutal. He basically he's immortal.
Yeah, we got 3 toilets. And hey, chat, like I said, they're literally, if you want a good fucking toilet, and I can't believe I'm even saying this,
but he's generous enough to give.
They're talking about skins. If you want a good toilet, buy it from fucking Costco, bro. It's so fucking good. And it's not a $10,000 toilet. I think the toilet was like $1,000. But it's a toilet. It's a really great one. It has a bidet. It has a seat warmer. It has a dryer. It has what else? Yeah, there's a lot of crazy stuff. There's a lot of crazy stuff.
maintain their position as one of the top teams coming out of this group. A third seed would be just weird, wouldn't it? It'd feel
Nothing
off.
more terrifying than
But now
having your
there's a
mom and dad
chance for
saying, "Hey, give me the
FaZe, and I
tool,
think it's a smart
the tool
map.
name that
Going
you
to
don't know."
domination again. All of the different types of game modes within Marvel Rivals have opened up to be used again, and it's not only a game mode that FaZe have looked good in so far. And
My best friend
kind
is
of
getting
destroyed
married, and I'm her
VIRTUS.PRO
maid
in
of
their
honor.
first
Oh,
one that we
that's
saw
cute.
earlier, Benim T'Challa. But also VIRTUS.PRO historically have had the roughest time on domination.
Yes, they have. So adding it back in. This is FaZe trying to make a statement. Speaking of making a statement, no more fish. Once again, Jeff is banned away. VIRTUS.PRO immediately securing themselves that Ultron again, though. It gave them some very good
Okay, let's see
help.
this, chat. Let's see Virtus.Pro ban
The
every single
Mantis
fucking
ban,
support again and almost
similar
lose.
draft so far with what we saw on VIRTUS.PRO's win on Djalia. This wasn't an Ultron Protect last time, but instead they're going to go for the Mantis, which I kind of like. It feels, again, like that Ultron versus Ultron very much favors Sparkling VIRTUS.PRO. So going somewhere different means that you are going to get a one-sided Ultron.
Jay, you
in
were right.
favor
It
of
is
VIRTUS.PRO,
domination.
but you're up against a
Yeah,
one-sided
because
Mantis.
FaZe rolled Virtus.PRO in domination.
VIRTUS.PRO can try to control the sky. Not going to be allowed, though. We're going to see VIRTUS.PRO take away the Adam Warlock to prevent a double strategist on that.
Yo,
bottom line.
Toilet, I
Allowing
appreciate the
Mantis to
massive
damage
donut, my friend. Am I the
Adam
only one who's upset they
heals
removed
up
Tokyo
at
29
5 to then picking a
Shibuya?
Luna or
Yeah, I
just
don't
to
understand
make
why
up
they
healing
removed
numbers.
maps,
Well,
bro.
FaZe, they just want to make sure that that Ultron does not dominate the airways.
Doesn't make any sense.
VIRTUS.PRO, though, they do still have the opening for a Star-Lord to fill in that gap.
I think that's a good protect on Luna as well, because it was the fourth ban.
Yeah,
last
Blitz,
time
I'm
for
kind of sad I
VIRTUS.PRO.
missed
We
the
sort of
100 Ds
highlighted,
map.
you know, fourth
I
bans
wish I
for
kind of
FaZe
saw
have covered
that.
The Strange on Arako and then the Hulk on Jalia.
I don't know if they
Lack
play
of
today,
healing
but if they play
was
today,
definitely a
then it's going to be
difference
fun.
maker for FaZe. It seemed that they couldn't stay afloat, and there's not going to be any Torch available. It's been a while since we've seen the double ban on Torch used in a draft like this, but it makes sense on a map like Celestial Husk with the amount of cover that you can use and fly around.
It's like a return to form here, but there is that Star-Lord as we talked about. VIRTUS.PRO making sure they have a little bit of aerial dominancy for if we do see the removal of those torches. So now FaZe, are they potentially worried about the rise of Rocket? Are they worried about the safety that the Star-Lord now has to teleport out if teams decide to go that way? Especially as Rocket and Ultron did seem to be working quite well, but nope, they're going to stick to standard, removing some of the big burst heal, and of course, Guardian Barrier, which can help protect against one, the kind of wombos FaZe like to run, and two, help protect Ultron while they're in the air.
I think so, Crash. I have no
Good
idea.
Adjustments to the draft. There is also the chance for VIRTUS.PRO to bring out the Adam Warlock if they want. They do have the Ultron alongside, so
Hello.
it is a one-sided Adam as well as the likes
A
of
Trixie,
one-sided
appreciate the
Ultron
massive
versus
Prime sub. I hope you're having
one-sided
a great day.
Trixie. Yeah, and VIRTUS.PRO also still have access to the Lunar Snow. That's not been banned out against them whilst it was protected on the other side. So it feels like there's more available because the draft was more focused on making sure that Human Torch wasn't allowed to be played.
Very true. We've got a lot of options here, focusing on to some of the duelists as opposed to the usual bans, which are mostly focused around strategists. And then a couple times we'll see vanguards like the Emma, which again has kind of just stopped being banned again, appeared for a couple games, and is now being allowed through.
I'd say Tetra for this, like, even though it's a seeding game, there's still
No,
enough
Tokyo
spice to it
2099
that
is
it's,
not
like,
in comp.
interesting.
Sure.
It makes me like, just bring on next week, bring on playoffs where it's like the ride or dies of these teams' careers in Marvel Rivals. Really.
Okay,
hit
let's
that
see this
climax
chat.
at the end.
I do like what
of
FaZe is
Ignite
running.
to go to Atlanta.
They're running
This is just a great
the
test to
Namor.
show what teams are
I love
thinking
it.
of. And Fi is on the magic. Fi is on the magic. He is on the magic. He's on the magic.
They've got Magic, they've got the team of his triple strategist, solo duelist Magic, with the Doctor Strange Order of Might and Magic.
Yeah,
team.
but I don't know if
And
Magic's
they
is gonna
are
be
about
good,
to
'cause
try
look
and
what
just
FaZe is
roll
running.
Through FaZe, but FaZe, they do have the Hulk and they do have the Namor.
A Spidey sense. I
have
appreciate the massive Prime
the
sub, my friend. How you doing? How you doing?
Not going to be as lucky for characters like the Mantis and the Lunar Snow, who might just get blown up.
Yeah, you got lots of targets in the air, at least for Fi to try and gun for. Rose is the first one to go down, so Vanguard mitigating some of the damage is going to be a little bit more precarious.
If you are a new sub, I don't think you can send sub messages. I think it's after you renew your sub for like 2 months and etc.
It's not a bad one realistically, because there is FaZe getting a couple of picks on their end. The problem is that you've got the life cocoons and the like for VIRTUS.PRO. That means that nobody's gone down and everybody's still here engaging. All 6 players for VIRTUS.PRO are fighting this.
Smashness just had an incredible round, but the rest of their team was
wow. VIRTUS.PRO actually took the first round, first point. That's crazy.
Finally getting taken out. VIRTUS.PRO will get first cap. Binary has moved over to the Angela. If your opponents are going to play,
And they got off Magic real quick. They actually got off Namor real quick too, and Hulk.
Which also Angela will do okay into, assuming they can avoid those iframes.
This is a hell of a pivot. 4, 5 players maybe changing up the characters that they were on, including the Angela again. Binary did a lot of pretty hefty work in this game mode in the qualifying game. And now for VIRTUS.PRO, it feels like it's going to require a little bit more to try to nail this one down. Rosa, again, the first elimination against FaZe as these fights are starting means that VIRTUS.PRO are really just farming up this point for free currently.
Call VIRTUS.PRO Charles for how much they seem to be able to just get onto this Rosa, get the harass in and get those early pickups. Fi will go down to Smashness though, who has that silent, that massive burst. But if they're not careful, Nevix and Ayavagamoto can try and turn this round with the revive from Saipe, bringing back both.
Those revives are actually kind of clutch.
And will immediately get revived. VIRTUS.PRO extend this fight out after FaZe are burning a lot of their resources. There's that Ayavagamoto, and FaZe do not have the Adam to bring
Wait, VIRTUS.PRO looks like they woke up.
Ultimates consecutively happening.
I don't know, chat. It looks like they woke up.
FaZe were maybe going to take the point,
And they still have the point, which is really good for them.
But it's been stalled out by the 2 of VIRTUS.PRO that's just touching down. You got a Galactic Legend used from FaZe that's trying
Can
to
you
get
get banned for
behind
using
what
modded
VIRTUS.PRO are
skins?
doing,
Yes.
But nobody is being eliminated. VIRTUS.PRO have held on, and it's 90% on the board.
Pretty sure modding the game is you can't do that. You will get banned if they catch you.
And yeah, this is just Binary coming in with the Heaven's Descent to try and turn this round, looking everyone onto a single point. Binary with the flip on overtime.
Heaven sent from FaZe to just clear up everything from VIRTUS.PRO, but because they're at 99%, they're almost happy to be cleared out together. Certainly after big ultimates were dedicated, there's not too much that really allows FaZe to hold on here, and a lot that are building on the positive side for VIRTUS.PRO. Rage of Ultron for Sparker is the main one, but I think that that's going to be used a little bit closer to the point when VIRTUS.PRO are ready to go for this maybe final engage.
The Heaven's Retribution setting up, but it's a big cooldown, already up to 32%, but that's a long way away when Cypher's already at 82% for Karmic Revival. They try to contest on through Binary.
I'm really glad that like Angela's being played though sometimes.
But Venom is of course so hard to take down. Fi keeping the pressure on, trying to get onto Rosa. Rage of Ultron from Sparker forces out Soul Rejuvenation. That's an absolutely worthy trade.
It's the right kind of pressure that you want to be adding in, and it does force out the portal play quite early on in this engagement. There's still 50% for FaZe that they have to try and get before even overtime's considered. Oasis, I don't know if they're going to be back in time to use the portal as Smashness was able to place, so I think that they're going to have to just walk on their little toes to try and get back into this fight. VIRTUS.PRO also using the Silent Seduction, nothing off the back of it, but the Galactic Legend from
Oh yeah, I forgot there was a streamer team. How's the streamer team doing, chat? Are they still in the tournament?
But it's going to be used on the
or is the streamer team done?
Going for the Angela, but a lot of this damage is being blocked. Eyes in the sky. It's still
they already lost.
The Angela sent
oh, they played today.
Oh, and Camera Revival is in the back pocket of VIRTUS.PRO if this fight goes awry.
We're at 81%. This is all right now. A lot of delays from FaZe, but now they have no portal. VIRTUS.PRO, they're going to be able to get the flip as overtime starts to tick on down. No one is even close from FaZe as VIRTUS.PRO take round one.
Hey, I think we got a game now.
The difference of not having the Jeff in the servers here, because VIRTUS.PRO changing.
I think we have a game, chat.
Some elements.
VIRTUS.PRO, if they win this, we go to a match 5, which is good. Sparker's popping off. Look at that, 12-1. Yo, the whole team's popping off.
Looking at
Finzi 11-2, Nevix 10-3.
Saipe in the backline.
I mean, even the other team is doing fantastic as well. Look, 11-4, 10-1, 9-3. It looks like it's a really close game.
Heaven's Retribution ready for at least one more attempt at a wombo to get that quick blow up. But if they don't get Adam, then VIRTUS.PRO will just hit the undo button.
Let's see if there's much of a change up from VIRTUS.PRO. Seems to be the same sort of comp.
Sorry, I thought I saw Saipe swap off, but it was Sparker. My screen's just a bit far away.
I mean, we are far away from those guys as well, so I mean, to be fair. Starting to see them roll out a bit more now, but FaZe, they don't want this series to go even for VIRTUS.PRO, because going into that final 5th map, it does feel like the momentum would swing into the initial favorites. And SmashDez dedicating onto this Psylocke was one of the main win conditions in that Benim T'Challa domination win that we saw from FaZe earlier. Hasn't had the same impact yet, but we'll see.
Binary unable to find the isolation. Those iframes have been a little bit too valuable, but this Angela is getting some pretty solid value so far. Making their way onto the point. Rage of Ultron carving out. They're going to try and get into position to block it, but it's already a pickup onto Leo.
I mean, it seemed the FaZe were just trying to force out whatever ultimates or big cooldowns VIRTUS.PRO had. Getting the Rage of Ultron's good, but losing out on 2 players in the process isn't great. You got the Fate of both worlds used, and then the Dance of the Butterflies on the other side. So FaZe were in, what, a 4 versus 6, and then they're dedicating 2 big ultimates to try and keep this going, including the Heaven's Descent. So more is being thrown in, but I think the numbers are still in favor of VIRTUS.PRO currently.
Nevix keeping the harassment on.
I feel like some ults were probably a little wasted though, but okay. Don't look at me, chat. I'm just a streamer. I'm not a pro.
For a quick blow up, just trying to lock them down with that sonic seduction, but can't seem to do so. Vi, on the other hand, has found a
good play by Vi.
Double, but will get finished off by Leo in the 1v1. But Leo now does not have a lot of protection. Is going to commit though to this fight with their own Galactic Legend. Has to change their attention onto the front line, but it's enough, melting through those tanks.
Good shit. Yo, VIRTUS.PRO's cooking now. Come on.
The Galactic Legend.
Listen, I'm cheering for VIRTUS.PRO right now because I want to match 5, chat. I want to match 5.
In the hands on VIRTUS.PRO, so it was a good contest in the end. It really meant that VIRTUS.PRO were farming up to 20, 30, even 40% at this point. But for FaZe, you end up losing the fight, but you still have some other good ultimates to rely on. It's not too far away from another Dance of the Butterflies. But if you're going to use it in combination with that Feast of the Abyss, Rosa needs to farm up some more of that ult.
They've abandoned it. They've moved over to SmashDez to the G.
The Angela pick is stupid. I don't think the Angela pick is stupid. They're doing really well on it.
Retribution into Phoenix, into the Ends of Inferno, or into Feast of the Abyss. In the meantime, Leo, they're just going for picking off stragglers.
Damage boost as well from Oasis, so there's plenty of things to break for the breakpoint of a Fate of Both Worlds, which is available for Jay3 now, and you've already lost Nevix, so is that going to be tempoed? Is it going to be used in this case? It is. You do have Spark with the Rage of Ultron, might want to be using this. And typically it's before the big ultimates like Fate of Both Worlds, but now the order is the opposite. Now FaZe see that there's a chance and an opportunity. Heaven's Descent pretty much holding those players in that little cubby. But nobody from VIRTUS.PRO.
See, yeah, there you go.
Down up until the focus from Smash.
They were able to kill the 2 people from
Actually picking up both the final hits there.
I don't even know what that ult is called. Heaven's Fall or something? I don't know.
Is melting on through, bringing out that bonus down.
Yeah, Star-Lord is actually picked. They showed like 70% in the games of pro play.
For so long, Sparker, they realize they're on 76%. They can try and get to 99 if they can hold this for just a little bit longer. They're happy to sacrifice a portal at this stage. Ends of Inferno directly onto VIRTUS.PRO. Saipe falls, Ridro falls, but all this time the point continues to tick. VIRTUS.PRO onto
wow, yeah, this stall is crazy. This is a
They know they cannot sustain.
All they gotta do is win one fight. All they gotta do is win one fight, chat.
Pretty much all the way to the end to sort of push for overtime. And Sparker could switch off the Strange because, I mean, the portal's been in play. It's not going to be used for potentially the rest of this map, potentially the 3rd point. So he goes back over towards the Ultron. Now it's a question of farming up whatever you can. FaZe already have a lot to rely on, and they're going to try to beat the punch with this Galactic Legend. But Silent Seduction is going to silence him, bring him back a little bit more, but he's still able to get the pick onto Jay3 whilst all of that is going on.
That's a pretty big pickup, though. Taking out Saipe when they did not have Cocoon guarantees that FaZe will keep this point for at least a little bit longer. But Saipe is now charged up. Cocoon is still going to be quite on cooldown. It won't be back for a while. So it's now about Saipe's positioning. If FaZe get zoned back to the point and VIRTUS.PRO are able to take a good fight, then they might be able to get a revive and flip this back over and guarantee themselves a 5th map. Here comes Galactic Legend 4-5, trying to pick off some of the people on the outskirts here. Binary barely getting away from this.
There's not really too much cover for FaZe to be working with, but they use it perfectly to stop that Galactic Legend finding too much. It still means that Fate of Both Worlds is going to be forced out, and now you've got the Endsong Inferno, Beast of the Abyss combination through the Fate of Both Worlds on the other side from VIRTUS.PRO. It's not enough. And whilst it was 98% on the board for VIRTUS.PRO, FaZe from 0 brought this to 70.
Oh,
now
shit.
starting to feel a little bit more tetchy, but if the players start to go down from VIRTUS.PRO, there was a karmic revival. There is a
Wait, is
likelihood
Saipe
for
gonna
Saipe, but it is only Sparker that's gone down at this point. Surely you don't want to use the ultimate here. He is. He's going to hot tempo this one.
They're going to try and take this Heaven's Retribution.
Oh, Heaven's Retribution. Okay, yeah, I'm never gonna remember that. I'm just gonna say they used Angela ult. It's probably the easiest thing. Good tempo res though. Wait.
No more resurrections, but the point.
Wait.
They
Went
didn't
on it.
get back onto it. Venom.
Did they just
got
C9?
to the point and FaZe didn't contest it.
You know, the thing that I was about to say
Bro.
was in these kind of moments, this is where mistakes start to show. Case in point, what we just saw there, because that was almost a fight that it's not necessarily that it would have gone FaZe's way verbatim, but it was still in that one.
Yo.
Like that felt a very awkward forced counter revival
Okay, I'm
from
excited.
Sparker.
I don't care who
If
wins the
off
next
back of
round,
that
chat.
Heaven's
I'm
Judgment from
I'm just
Binary,
very
that
excited
could have
that
been
we're going to a match
harrowing
5.
mistake for VIRTUS.PRO if
These
they got it
two
wrong.
teams are
But in the
actually
end,
neck and neck and very
FaZe,
close with
despite
each other.
having 2 or 3
It
players
did
still
look
left
like
alive,
FaZe was
were
rolling
able to
them,
actually touch the
but it
box,
looks
so
like
we
VIRTUS.PRO
could
started to wake up.
Yeah, they got 3 people.
Listen,
in the
I
Heaven's
wanted a
Retribution,
game 5.
but
We get a game
they were
5.
so focused on actually just going in and trying to keep people zoned off the point that no one of the rest of their team was on the point, and Binary was unable to touch. They were too far away. They were busy, and as such, Nevix with the MVP play able to touch that point and get the flip.
They're able to sort of steal it through. I have to say, now that we've seen a few examples of play from them, Angela seems like a great addition to the roster. And I don't really think the teams have touched the levels that Binary's been able to do, or really touched the levels of what Binary and Angela in these kind of comps can provide for a team.
It's making some good value, the ability to isolate and chase down people, the ability to try and harass the flyers, and of course, that incredible zoning. While Heaven's Retribution, the center spear can actually
Hi, Jay.
be
Hello.
destroyed, so that you can shut down and prevent people getting isolated.
What's up,
It is
Chris3?
still
Yo,
so
how you
good just
doing?
to
How you
have
doing?
people for that small amount of time, and then of course the burst damage that it can actually offer could be pretty impactful.
I
Coming down into
said,
that
like I said, the
melee
Angela pick was
form
ass.
with the
I don't
axes
think
of
the
like a
Angela pick was ass. I think they were doing really good with it. It's just that they forgot one of the most basic things in this game. To win the game, you need to play the objective. And they didn't touch the objective. They forgot about the objective. They lost the fight. They kind of didn't touch, and they lost. They were doing really well. But, yeah, unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate.
But it means that this full best of 5 is going to reach its 5th map to see who's going to be going up against Navi in the upper bracket final of these groups. Is it going to be Navi going for the reverse sweep, or is FaZe going to surprise us all with a little bit more action? Yet to be seen. We're going to go for a quick break, so we'll see you in.
Ow. James3, are you really going to use? You're really going to use my middle name, right? That's crazy. That is wild. That really makes me think that, like, nah, that's wild. Don't. I kind of like this music though. I was gonna mute, but I kind of want the. Yo, how you doing, Anzi? And Devour for 16 months. How you doing? How you doing? You guys are just literally like just leaking my names, or you're leaking my middle name, leaking my last names, you leaking my first names. Can we not? You guys are not the government. How you doing, Hansy? Hope all's well. Hope all well. I hope FaZe wins since they were the underdogs this entire series. If FaZe wins, that would be a W. Please watch yesterday's games. I'm probably not gonna watch yesterday's games because after this, we probably have like a few like hours. I'm probably gonna do content with chat. Probably do a spectating video, and then NA is gonna start, and I really want to watch NA because I missed it yesterday, and I felt so bad. Does anyone know who plays in NA today? Oh my god. All of them are good? All of them? NV versus Fly, first match. Ooh. I didn't watch the 100 Thieves yesterday. Chat, I really wanted to stream yesterday, but I had to put in toilets with my dad. I'm sorry for not streaming. I told you guys we were going to watch all these tournaments, but I had to put the toilets in. And, you know, as much as I feel sorry about not streaming, I actually really do enjoy these toilets. They're really fucking cool. Yeah. How's Papa Jay3 doing? He's good. Working with my dad is always very interesting because my dad, if he's putting together like a toilet, for an example, and it's not going his way, he likes to get very mad. Yeah, no, because we had to take out the toilets, then we had to put the new ones in, and apparently there's a lot of steps that you have to do it that I actually never knew about. Like, did you guys know that you need to go to Home Depot to buy a wax ring to put on the toilet, and then you set the toilet on the wax ring? I never even fucking knew that was under the toilet. I didn't even know that toilets were fucking bolted down. Apparently, toilets are bolted down to the floor. I didn't know that. I thought they were just cocked around, and that's how they stood. But yeah, I listen. That was my first time putting in a toilet, chat. Thank you.
VIRTUS.PRO in this series.
How did you not know that, bro? Because I never fucking moved a toilet in my life. What do you mean? How do you not know that?
What's going to happen for the upper bracket a little bit later on, Tetra?
Winner goes on to play against Na'Vi for #1 seed. Loser is locked in at seed #3 for the group, which can be pretty.
How do blind people know when to stop wiping? That's a great question. Probably smell, right?
From the other group, which could be pretty scary because that's either going to be Citadel or Chopped.
Sorry, I also noticed that Kingpin's fallen over, so I need to
rescue
fix him up. I mean, again, I think it's the lack of Spider-Man, I think. And Daredevil's on the horizon, so I guess he's just sleeping in to check on that. But there's no sleeping in this series.
Never moving a toilet is wild. Yeah, bro. Like, you think moving a toilet is just... Chat, when I bought the house, the toilets were new. So there was no reason,
from the 10 years I've
but we changed them anyways.
These games do matter, and this ban on the
also, yes, it does have a bidet. It has a bidet. It has a heat warmer, the seat warmer. It has a cleaning function. It could clean. It goes automatically opens and automatically closes. What else is there? There's also a fucking dryer, which is, I never even knew a toilet had. Apparently there's dryers in the toilet.
I think because whilst going to Central Park,
I'm gonna visit you just to take a fat dump in your new toilet. Hey, that's actually really crazy because Alex, even if you did visit, technically speaking, I do have a new toilet in the guest bedroom, so you could use it. But there's a twist. I actually took out the toilet in the guest bedroom, and I only had 3 toilets, so I had to buy a new one. But it's not here yet, so technically there's just a fucking hole in the ground.
I do like this by FaZe though, getting a
so there's no toilet in there.
Star-Lord on their side. They've been getting some good value for that. I wouldn't have minded if they protected something like a Mantis on their own side, or even.
So the joke is, there's no fucking toilet in there, bro.
That double safe backline, but in this case, they prefer that Star-Lord. Leo's been playing it
now
incredibly
learned.
well, and they want to get.
Okay, chat. This is the last round, match 5. Who wins? Winner takes all. Winner moves on to tomorrow to play against the upper bracket winner in the finals.
Yeah, because I don't think so, because it does feel like people are starting to realize that Star-Lord is the real thing, that if you don't have access to him, no matter the comp, you're just gonna feel very down on the damage that you're outputting. But the protect onto Human Torch, this is a fantastic map for him. Maybe even his best map overall with what they can do.
Maybe.
And you've got the Torch and the Ultron combination, so aerial fights, but there is no Hulk ban, so maybe Namor could be in play, and the protection of the Star-Lord really comes in clutch here too.
Also the reaction from FaZe banning out the Invisible Woman as the final bad Guardian Barrier, really effective at keeping these flyers protected, and of course the Fantastic Force, which will allow the Human Torch to have even more self-sustain along with that Flaming Meteor bonus health.
Central Park is the deciding factor in this best of 5. The loser goes on to play playoffs next week as the 3rd seed out of this group. The winner plays again tomorrow in another best of 5 up against Na'Vi. That ex-Rad roster that has done pretty well, it's fair to say. World champions at the mid-season finals in China. I'd say, you know, pretty good. Passable, for sure.
Well, both these teams not just looking for the seeding position, they are attempting to earn the best chance they can to qualify for those global finals, heading to a map based on America for a LAN based in America.
Not quite Atlanta. Though. I wonder if Atlanta has some nice parks. This is the wrong segue to take right now, as the fight is pretty much instantly happening.
Okay, chat, let's see this.
Being shot down out of the sky, wanted to go aggressive, and it's Finzi that gets the slam onto him. It was an aggressive play to go that deep and fight.
VIRTUS.PRO is still running that triple support,
really
while FaZe is still running 2-2-2. Who's gonna win, chat? VIRTUS.PRO with the triple support, or FaZe with the classic 2-2-2?
Strange is available, but
also, wow, before I even finish that sentence, FaZe got fucking rolled.
A little bit later because this is so fast, and yep, that's point 1.
Binary punished, and everybody else clambering afterwards. Yeah, you're right. FaZe were not wanting to engage on that one early. They wanted to try and set themselves up in a nice position to fight here. It's similar to what we saw on Jalia. And that was one of the maps that VIRTUS.PRO was able to get onto the board to bring this back to a full BO5. And Nevix is not afraid to keep this going. I don't think FaZe have got an elimination at all so far on this map, and it just seems to be tallying more towards VP.
Players on the flank, we're seeing if they can get onto 5, but there's just too much pressure here. Sparker making sure that they're covered so they can keep this incredible aggression going. Finally, the cart will be stopped, and it starts again.
It started again, yeah. I mean, it's been a weird day for VIRTUS.PRO. Maybe it's just because it's a bit later in the day that sort of the wolf is out a little bit more, you know what I mean? And they've still not really had much ultimates really to expend. I think they've still been farming it up as Rage of Ultron for Sparker is available yet again. It's Supernova is not quite there for 5, but it's not really been needed. This objective is still moving.
Yeah, I think they didn't. I don't think they were banning Human Torch because I don't think Human Torch was actually being played a lot.
They brought out the Groot and Storm to try and just get a little bit of damage boost, a little bit of speed boost onto the point to try and sustain this. Rosa on the Groot as well. We'll have the Wild Wall to keep the team topped up. The Omega Hurricane finds nothing. Rosa falls. Winnie falls. The tree has been burned down. The legend is galactic, but is being zoned out, being pulled in by the Emma Frost. Their psychic powers unmatched as they burn through another point for VIRTUS.PRO.
Excuse me.
That was crazy how Finzi just...
That fucking hurt.
Just how quickly he was like, oh, there's a portal. I'm going to jump through it. Hello. Binary instantly punished. Nothing is going well for FaZe, but VIRTUS.PRO are making a statement right now with how they're moving through Central Park.
A little bit, why?
Well,
not that much.
Zone away, setting up a pyro prison. Lovely bit of zoning
I'll
potential.
I'm looking for
Survival just has not needed to touch that Q button yet. Just is in serious control. Radagaska starts to move up, straggling prison, but Rosa will still fall. Even with the ultimate, they just cannot find anything. Smashness has gone for the desperate play. Winter Soldier, if you are losing at this point, you need a miracle, and resets are your key.
Binary has stayed on the Strange, so he does have the Eye of Agamotto, but like, good lord, everybody from VIRTUS.PRO is setting up and being aggressive, and because you have these flying targets, everybody's spread out. Are you going to get much with it? Smashnez does have the Kraken's impact fairly quickly, and the divers had to sort of go across horizontally from FaZe. They're not even fighting on the point itself. Now they're able to at least touch, but they've lost 2 players already, so this is a 4 versus 6 before the fight's even happened. Where have FaZe
okay, I'll figure it out.
The team from the first 2 maps.
Smashnez taken down, so the Kraken impact up there.
Yeah, I'll figure it out.
To the point, but it cannot reach the objective. They get the ultimate, but at no cost. VIRTUS.PRO
Yo, VIRTUS.PRO capping with 3 points with 4 minutes and 18 seconds, chat.
But it has gone up 18 seconds.
Cries, appreciate the massive prime sub. Bro, usually when you start the game and you finish it, usually you want to have like less time than you start with, but they actually have more time.
That was a disaster for FaZe. It just, everything that could have gone wrong, Murphy's Law, everything that could have
Why
gone
are they
wrong,
running triple
did go
support
wrong.
without Mantis? Because Mantis is banned.
Fantastic, waving to the
For
audience
VIRTUS.PRO?
after
Mantis
what
is banned, bro.
Incredibly successful round.
It's the weirdest
What is the
flex.
defensive strat here?
I mean, I don't think it's going to matter too much. I mean, the fact that he's still hovering over the Mr. Fantastic is concerning. Nobody got eliminated. Nobody died from VIRTUS.PRO at all.
No
on that
one
attacking side.
died. Oh,
That
bro,
was
that's
quite literally
embarrassing.
perfect.
I think we need to report
That's embarrassing.
Dredro there for having report Saipe, sorry, for having the least efficient Adam Warlock game ever. Not one decent Karmic Revival.
Yeah.
Whole game, absolutely reported.
Not even needed on himself with the passive.
Oh, just full control. And as such, the pressure is now on FaZe, going to be sticking with that Winter Soldier because, yeah, it's time to wombo. It's time to reset. It's time to make something happen. They brought out the thing to try and deal with the Flyers, and you know what? Yeah, at this point, the Angela's been doing some work for him, but it has not found success in the last 2 rounds. So do this.
They could go a mirror match. I don't think a lot of people do mirror matches because the bans in the, I really like the bans in this tournament actually.
My eyes just
It prevents a lot of non-mirror matchups actually, which I fucking love. I think mirror matchups are very boring.
For FaZe, that's going to be their opening.
Also, having a pro team kill you guys and not being able to kill them once is actually very embarrassing.
Emma Frost, but able to disengage for some element of safety, but it has provided some movement for FaZe to actually get through this choke. At least to an extent. They're still trying to group up and not feed up Fi too much on this Human Torch with the splash damage, but that Eternal Bond is going to be their way in onto the backline of VIRTUS.PRO.
Sparker on the flank trying to set up. Smashness tries to get a hook onto the Flyers, but Fi utilizes
Got a third.
the cover. If he actually lands those chained voltages, then we will see Sparker fall into the abyss and get taken down. Saipe will fall, but they have to cocoon to bring themselves back, and they will do so. At 94% for Karmic Revival, if they charge this, they can get Nevix back as well. But already, 2 out of 3 points for FaZe. They are trying to capitalize. They're trying to push through. Nevix respawns before Karmic Revival is available, meaning that we are committed to this longer fight with Nevix portaling back in.
And the ball play is going to be dedicated. Good time, VIRTUS.PRO. It seemed that they're still kind of losing it. They still really need to touch right now, but they've thrown in 4 ultimates in order to go and fight this, including the Karmic Revival. Not as perfect as their attack.
Bro, sometimes watching these fights from the third part, like from up here, it looks very fucking confusing. It shows you where the fights are going though, but it's so fucking confusing.
But they're not using them just yet. They
Ow,
waited
my
for
fucking
that fate
back
above
hurts,
worlds,
chat. I'm old.
and now surely is the time to strike.
They pull the trigger, they have ultimates, their opponents do not. Galactic Legend trying to chase down onto Sparker, who's got so much healing. The targeting was insane. They just
Bro, that guy did not fucking die. That's wild, bro.
While the strategists are busy, just got a double reset, looking for a third. Chases down to finish what Lil has started. It's a team wipe, and the point is picked up by FaZe.
It was a crazy fight happening at the end there as VIRTUS.PRO tried to spread themselves out and spread some of the damage being done, but there's just too brittle for the breakpoints, especially Smashness coming in. It's still going to be a rougher time, I think, for FaZe to try to manage to match up to what.
Oh, now they're running Bucky. Okay, this is what I like. I like this. I like this.
Just a weird fight as
I
well.
like the
It's
Bucky
just an
pick, chat. I like the
brawl
Bucky
for
pick.
both sides, and the Emma Frost going in deep in that engagement. Meanwhile, the rest of VIRTUS.PRO are finding the picks onto the Vanguards. Both Rosa and Binary go down.
Nevix dropped an Eye of Agamotto, but it was interrupted, meaning it got put on the 50% cooldown. So it is already nearly back, and they still got a double out of it. That is solid value there for VIRTUS.PRO, but Sparker is now finished off, meaning that FaZe, while everyone respawns, are starting to make their way back in, setting themselves onto the point as Supernova comes out from 5.
Suppressive fire.
What?
Honestly,
What was
Layla's just
what
deals
was
with it
that?
nicely, but it is going to force VIRTUS.PRO to use the silent seduction and also the camera revival at the same time, really stopping from FaZe, maybe slamming down. Maybe they're worried about the Kraken's impact just placed in that position, because it is a very aggressive camera revival, and the Rage of Ultron is going to be used to Terracate blinding Sparker for a moment. But after everything said and done, Layla and
No, these are not the first games today. This is the last game for EMEA today.
The Eye of Agamotto only connects onto Binary, but that's enough. 3 players go down on the side of FaZe, even off the back of those Duelist ultimates.
All good. Thank you for the drops. No problem. Thank you for being here for the drops. Anytime you guys need drops, come to the stream. This is your one-stop shop for drops.
For the side of VIRTUS.PRO, whereas we do have a clobbering time and an eternal bond for FaZe.
Yo, also, why are they running the thing? I feel like there's a lot of other characters that you could be possibly playing that bring out more value.
For the extra burst bonus health.
Handsy.
We're seeing the mechanics
What?
really tested in this one, like especially with all of these aerial combats. You got Spitfires and Hurricanes.
I don't know. I'm not a pro, chat, so the only thing I can think of is maybe the thing brings down the flyers when he punches them. That's the only thing I can think of.
But it's mostly off the back of the silent seduction, which has tried to be covered from VIRTUS.PRO. The stun has been really good from Binary off of the clobbering time, but the Rage of Ultron keeping everybody topped up for VP. Nobody's gone down up until I say that, as Jay3 gets caught by Winnie.
92% for Saipe for a revive if they can sustain through this fight, which they cannot. Picked off, but the cocoon is available. Smashness looking for a reset. Not a reset, but a beautiful shot onto Fly. Saipe returns.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter about the res, chat, because everyone's getting. They're already capped, bro. That was not a good res by Saipe. I don't think that was a good res at all. Because they just got res, fed more ult charge, and wasted an ult. Yeah, I don't. Hey, this is still a doable game for FaZe. But this is since the beginning of this like matchup. I just said, chat. I wrote I want to see a game 5. Game 5s are so much fucking entertaining, and I'm so glad we made it here.
These mistakes are still potentially costly.
But I'm pretty sure if these teams played against each other again, I don't know who would win. I feel like both of these teams are very evenly matched.
Maybe just and also get back to the point quickly. Everyone is adjusting. Supernova from behind on an already weakened backline forces out the fade of both.
Okay, Fi just did that twice in a row. The last ult that he saw him do, he just fell over and died.
Psionic seduction to try and get onto them. Smashness will get pulled in. Could be in serious trouble if the healers aren't on point, but they seem to be as they make their way up to the top of the stairs. This is FaZe's moment. They have to get the triple cap, and even if they do, they're still going to have almost 3 less minutes than VIRTUS.PRO, but they need to get there first as Leo Galactic Legend, the Rage of Ultra, and Sparker though picks up the first elimination.
Oh, it gets onto Winnie just before that.
Code, appreciate massive 16 months, my friend. How you doing? How you doing?
Clear it up without the need of that strangling prison. He has that just in the back pocket, or the back bit of bark on his backside, I guess, for Nevix with the Gru. It doesn't matter too much.
Jay, I got a question. Which Summer Sue skin style do you think is the best?
That's
a great question, man. I have no idea. I think that's based off what colors do you think are good.
Against them seems to be piling in favor of VP.
Struggling Prison comes on out. The damage output is pretty solid, but FaZe with the Eternal Bond will be able to sustain on through this. A Kraken Impact is at the ready. One good vulnerability from a Terra Cape with a Kraken Impact could be enough to capitalize. The trigger's been pulled. Looking onto Groot for reset number 1, which they will get, but Smashness is dropped low. Karmic Revival brings Nevix back into the fight to try and push on in to break this final hold. Kraken Impact onto Vinci. Nevix has returned. Saipe taken down, but they have Cocoon. They can return to this fight themselves. As Rage of Ultron to stay on the point. Heaven's Descent to hold on the point with the Retribution to sustain on it, but Sparker's damage is overwhelming. Supernova melts on through.
Bro, what the hell is going on?
Their health bars are disappearing. Portal for one last chance.
The portal play is everything from Binary. The timing couldn't be better, but you've got 15 seconds left, and every ultimate you had, you just used. Silent Seduction from Finzi could be the death nail in this coffin, and the fate of both worlds for Jay3 is going to be enough to sit back comfortably for VIRTUS.PRO. It's nothing left for FaZe. The time bank is done. OT or bust, and that pick onto Smashness might have just sent this one packing for FaZe. It might be just looking at playoffs and a third seed need to go with as Virtus.Pro 2-0 down in this best of 5 Tetra.
Bro.
Requires a reverse sweep for them to go on to the upper bracket final tomorrow.
VIRTUS.PRO
Bro.
on. What a reverse sweep. FaZe made them work for it. They took the first two maps and then took them to the limit on map number 5. But Virtus.Pro are still Virtus.Pro. They make their way on to that upper bracket final for the rematch versus Na'Vi to decide seed number 1 in this group.
Oh, it's a hell of a series, though. We sort of said that FaZe could be a dark horse to qualify for Atlanta as a top 3 team from EMEA.
Bro. It was a good match, but I will say, like, I'm gonna stay by this. Oh, by the way, it doesn't matter who lost to your chat. These teams still move on to the finals. Not the grand finals, obviously, like the tournament, but there is a top 8. So this is just for seeding. Yeah, next week is going to be the top 8. So, and then they're all going to be best of 5. So they're all going to be like this probably, hopefully. But I will say, I'm pretty sure both of these teams are very, very fucking close, and it depends on the day. It depends on. I'm pretty sure it depends on the day. If these two teams play tomorrow, it could be totally different. But I do think Virtus.Pro, being the team that they are, with a lot of high caliber players, I feel like this was a bad performance by them. They might have won, they might have reverse swept, but like they're supposed to be a really good fucking team, and almost losing 2 days in a row. They lost yesterday, but whew. Yeah, I don't know, man.